So if you've followed this channel for any amount of time, you know that I absolutely despise this trend in gaming where developers put out a game that they know is incomplete or buggy, laggy, doesn't run well, whatever the case may be, and just expecting the gamer to go ahead and buy it, force feeding it down like Mary Poppins with the spoonful of sugar, just kind of forcing it down our throats for us to go ahead and purchase, and then just saying, you know what, we'll fix it later via updates or patches. Alien Rogue Incursion is a great example of this, both for the PC release, which I gave them a pass for because of the swiftness in which they did correct the issues the first go around, but absolutely no excuse for the MetaQuest 3 release coming out as buggy as it did, right? Coming out in the state that it did. You have play testers, you have people that you pay to actually experience and play the game and see how it is. So you know that this is the case, right? You know that your game is bad. You know that your game is incomplete. I remember I was given a review key for a title called Metamorphosis. Could not play it, absolutely buggy. Apparently it's okay now, it's decent now since, some patches and updates, but this should not be the case, right? And last year when Bulletstorm VR hit the scene, super excited, right? This is a game from my era of gaming. The 360 era is the best era of gaming. You can fight me on that, right? 360, PS3, late PS2 days, those days, best days of gaming. Period. Golden era gaming, best games. You got Gears of War, you got Halo, you got Forza, right? You got the show, MLB The Show for my sports fans coming out during this era. So this is the prime era of gaming, right? So Bulletstorm VR is a title that unfortunately kind of got mixed in there, came out the same year as Skyrim, really didn't get enough love and attention. Doesn't help that it's called Bulletstorm, so that definitely sounds like one of those discount GameStop games, or one of those like Sea King when Burger King was was giving away games in their meals. It seemed like one of those titles from the outside, but it actually was a lot of fun, just mindless, over the top, early 2010 humor type of deal. And it was great, right? Absolutely love it, fantastic. So when I found out it was coming to VR, super excited, played it, complete trash. They took away, a lot of the charm, right? A lot of what made the game to try to be more PC. So it was a lot more censored, which if you're gonna censor the damn game, why put it out, right? Why put it out in the first place? That didn't really have any intuitive VR controls. It was really a true flat, quick cash grab port, at least from the outside in, right? Made for VR to try to, get in on some cash. Didn't seem like they spent a lot of time and effort on this. And this is being handled by People Can Fly, right? So we have an established VR developer. So very disappointed. Played it for about an hour or two and just never touched it again until fairly recently. Because a lot of times it's hard to tell when a project is just being made as a cash grab nowadays, right? Versus maybe some developers that ran into some issues or didn't have the proper funding or whatever it may be, whatever the case may be with that situation. But with this one, with People Can Fly, it actually turned out to be the latter. And I am gonna be the first to admit, I have been pleasantly surprised as in the last couple of weeks, I have jumped back into Bulletstorm VR and it's fucking good, right? It's actually pretty good. They've made more VR native controls entered into it. They've done a lot of things with the leash, right? Leash overhaul, give you more VR control of that. They've improved the graphics, the field of view. So a lot of things have been touched on. And I just kind of wanted to highlight that, right? Because with all the negativity that's really been going on in the VR space, for the top half of the year, a lot of layoffs, a lot of studio closures, a lot of uncertainty. I think it's important for us to highlight titles that may deserve a second look. And this is a prime example of a studio who knows their audience, who knows, hey, we fucked up. How can we rectify this? And they actually put out the best apology, response, trailer, video, whatever you want to call it, that I've ever seen for a game. And I'm just gonna show you a little bit of that on screen right now.
What the f is going on?
Catastrophic hull failure detected.
Can't see a goddamn thing! knockoffs.
So yeah, straight to the point. They acknowledged the issue, couldn't be more blunt. They're saying we fucked up, introduced all the quality of life, kind of roadmap that they have for it, and then they went ahead and followed up on every single one of those steps. PSVR 2 now has use of the haptics, which is a lot of fun. Definitely with Bulletstorm, they've increased a lot of the overall mechanics and improved a lot of the overall mechanics. So this is a great example of a game that deserves a second chance. And I'm just gonna show you some gameplay now so you can see for yourself kind of the differences and where the quality of this game actually stands at the moment.
Ugly bitches out!
So my point still stands, guys. We need to make sure we're holding these developers accountable, right? With our spending power. If you get a game and they drop it and it's not playable, it's buggy, looks terrible, gameplay sucks, the gunplay sucks, use your power, refund that shit immediately, because we need to hold these developers accountable. But at the same time, especially in the VR space, because it is such a niche market, and we are a much smaller player base, it is important for us, for those games that we may have held on to, or games that we may have refunded but we check back later and they're actually really good. It is important for us to continue to support these VR developers, because we want to keep our industry going strong, but we wanted to keep it strong, not at the expense of the overall quality of the product, because the higher quality products that we actually get via the games and the software, right, the more adopters and more money and more attention and more quality games we can get down the line, because we're increasing the overall player base. But guys, I did just want to highlight Bulletstorm VR. If you haven't checked this one out yet, or if you checked it out previously and you kind of got turned off by its original state of dropped and release, don't blame you, but check it out again, guys. It's a lot of fun. I'm actually gonna get back to it now. Catch you guys later. Peace.